Name your senses, right? You have taste, sound, smell, touch. What's the next one? Sight. So hi, my name is Anastasia Sullivan, but that's my birth name, and I often sign my artwork AC Sullivan because I'm non-binary and it's very important to me to have a gender-neutral reception to my work. Synesthesia is when two or more senses cross over. So when I'm listening to music, if you've ever seen Disney's Fantasia, I thought everybody was just experiencing Fantasia every time they heard music. I think overall, synesthesia makes me at ease and it makes me a better listener because I really have to pay attention to not just what my body's feeling, but what the piece is emulating or emanating. Especially with painting, I want to get the colors on the canvas as fast as possible so it doesn't leave my mind. It actually makes me work really fast. So like this oil painting, 4 feet by 4 feet, I hadn't worked on a canvas that big before, but I got it done in a week. I was commissioned by the Festival of New American Music, and they wanted me to listen to the body of work by Libby Larsen, who's one of America's forefront women composers. I just listened to her music and the sounds and the colors and shapes they invoked on the canvas, like I'm fitting pieces of a puzzle together. So I know I heard yellows, I heard greens, beautiful dark purples and blues. And so I think, okay, how am I going to put that into the canvas? And so then I use my knowledge of color theory, of complementary colors to get the most contrast. But the smaller oil painting behind me was actually my very first oil painting, and I got that done in a night. So that was one night, that was a week, and my smaller artwork on the far side of the gallery, actually I spent about 4 years on, and that was 700 hours worth of work. I was only given a week to do a 7-foot by 30-foot wall space, which was insane. It was a huge undertaking. But with such an important message like the diversity aspect to this project, I realized, okay, being the solitary artist can only get me so far. With this artistic perspective, it was important to draw elements from the music side of the community. So how do I bring the community into like essentially a solo project? I decided for those 3 days, I would just let anybody who was passing by add a brush stroke of their favorite color, a message that was near and dear to their heart. I would say the solo/solitary process of painting became a collaboration very similar to how it is with music, because usually with live performances with music, you might need more than one person on stage. One of the reasons I was having conflicts of interest with my studies as a student artist is I don't like being told what to do as an artist, because this is something that's so sacred and personal to my perspective and way of life as a person. It helps me understand my place in the universe better. And gosh, it reminds me of this Vasily Kandinsky quote: "There is no must in art because art is free." There really is no must in art because art is free. So however you want to approach art, however you want to venture into it, that's your journey to live. And I think that's a beautiful thing. The moment you start making art not for something that answers some call within yourself, but you're trying to please other people because you want to impress them, maybe that'll say something about you. And it sure does, but it's not necessarily the most raw, concrete form of yourself that's being articulated within the medium. And that's like the biggest thing. You want to support people and their interests, because that's where amazing, magical things can happen, and like technological innovations like a Leonardo da Vinci can happen, where if you don't limit someone by a specific concentration or field of study, they're free to do anything, and they can make so many different discoveries that way. I want the things that I make to change the world for the better. I am a humanitarian, I'm an environmentalist, and I am a messenger of peace. So it is my fullest wish as an artist and as a human being that it makes a positive difference in the world, and it makes the world a more beautiful, fairer, more contemplative, ultimately more peaceful place to live, and I want to bring happiness and hope to people's lives. I want to inspire them. I want to show them the most beautiful aspects of what the human experience has to offer and help people remember that there's so many reasons to keep living and to keep dreaming.